Three, two, one.
Hey guys, this is Lily with Everything and Anything Bikes from Rockford Area Riders. I am here with Dan Williams from Pearl's Patches.
Hippie Santa.
Santa.
Also known as, yes.
So, Pearl's Patches pretty much sold almost all the patches I have on. So let us, tell us about your story. How did you become, like Pearl's Patches?
Well, basically, it started about 4 or 5 years ago because Pearl couldn't ride a whole lot anymore because she had gone through a lot of medical stuff, and this was more of a therapy for her. And we started doing this with just a small machine and showing up at 4 or 5 small places that would let us show up and start doing it. And it just kept growing and growing to now where we work in 3 states, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois.
What?
Yes, with 3 states. We go all the way out into Iowa for Beta of Iowa's Freedom Rally every year. We go up to Tomahawk. We go into Wisconsin.
You guys do the Tomahawk trip.
Yes, we do. We do Tomahawk. We are up there we'll be there in another week at Bubba's Big Party. And we camp out there, and we'll be back here at Kegel Harley-Davidson's for the last of our season, September 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's the final hurrah for the year.
That's the final public hurrah for a year. We do some private parties that usually pop up in November, December, but that's it.
Wow. And how long have you guys been doing this?
It's been 4 years. When we first started.
You guys grew fast.
Well, every time we did this, when we first started, we were selling patches at, whether it was here or a couple other bars. People would come up and go, "Oh, this is beautiful," but I have no one to sew it on. So we realized right from the get-go, it's like, okay,
there's a need.
There's a need.
Mm-hmm.
So we contacted one of our seamstresses who's still with us. Would you come with and start sewing this on? Because we first tried to sew it on. Pearl's hands were a little arthritic, and she's like, okay, this isn't going to work well for her. And I tried doing it. I'm like, all right, I can do this, but I'm super slow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started getting this friend of ours to do it. She still sews with us. And at this point, let me see. 7 seamstresses that we can call on at any one time. Wow. They're not always available because...
But it's nice to have 7 available because, like you said, what if this one's not available? And then,
so that way we do
great.
that. Yeah, so we have and we start buying the machines so that way, because as we start doing this and getting further and further into it, we found out there wasn't just leather and denim. There were these mesh jackets and other stuff that people wanted to have stuff sewed on. So we had to get, how to put this, we couldn't get the El Cheapo dollar store machines.
Right, no.
Because we found out very quickly we broke them. So we started investing in heavy-duty sewing machines.
The proper machinery, right.
Yeah, then the very expensive machinery.
Oh, I bet.
And then we found out, like, the year before, we're like, okay, we're outgrowing the bed of the pickup truck. We can't fit everything in. Even playing Jenga, we couldn't fit everything in. So then we had to buy the trailer. And for the big rallies, we're still filling up the pickup truck in the trailer and showing up. And one of our big things was that we said right from the beginning is we decided we're going to make quality, not quantity. And we wanted to make heirloom patches, something that many decades from now when your grandchildren are cleaning out your closet,
right?
Okay, they're going to go, Grandma never said anything about this. She was always this prim, proper lady that, what is she doing with this patch? Because we want it to last that long.
Yeah.
And we've always told people if it frays, falls apart, come back, we'll replace it for free. So
Wow,
far,
that's awesome.
zero. Yeah.
Quality work. Quality work.
It does.
So that's amazing. That is amazing. 4 years. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
And 3 states in those 4 years.
Yes.
So how does one, let's say I want to have you over there. How do I go about, how do other people go about trying to book you for events or whatnot?
The best way to do it is either Facebook message us or call, which is on our website, pearlspatches.com. And do it soon. Don't delay. Don't sit there and go, well, we'll get them a week or two before, because realistically, now, I mean, like this last year, we were booked for something in July, in November.
Right.
Yeah, they were calling that early to get us set up to show up at that time.
Yeah, no, that is a good idea because a lot of vendors, they start projecting their next year. They start filling in, okay, this weekend and this weekend. So I agree.
And weekday things, whatever it may be. And we have had some people, unfortunately, get a hold of us at the beginning of summer and go, hey, and it's like, there's no, ill feelings, but we're already pre-booked with somebody else. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, so a lot of the local clubs have learned, like when they want us at different things, they actually got a hold of us in January, February of this year and said, please be here. We're like,
we learned our lesson, please.
Yes, yes, pretty much. So, it's been a wild ride. We've met a lot of people in the process. Pearl has done some awesome patches for people that mean a lot to them, whether they're memorials or two of the most beloved patches that she's ever done were these people's dogs. She took a photograph of these people's dog and put it into a patch. And the one guy was a grown man, and he's like, please take my money. I'm crying, It's like, wow, hey, this was hard to do, but he's like, because it was an all-tan dog. So trying to get an all-tan dog on a patch to make it look like the dog was quite the...
I bet.
Yeah.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
She does it. I'm the nuts and bolts of it. She is the creative part.
Yeah. And
she does really well with it. Like most artists, like with this, she's like, camera,
Yeah.
You've seen that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I do a lot of the talking to whoever we're going to go to because when we first started, we had a little portfolio of what we did, which wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I put it on my bike, and I started riding from bar to bar to dealership, asking, hey, you got a bike night? We'd like to be here. Some places I was like, please don't hurt me. I'm backing out. I'm not going to step up. Oh, yeah, because they were like, we got our own seamstress. We got the... Yeah. I'm like, okay, man. I did. No harm, no foul. I'm getting out of here. And, that was in 2020, believe it or not, right at the height of COVID. And 4 places gave us a break. And Kegel Harley-Davidson was one of them. Mark Kegel said, sure, show up. And we've been at every bike night since. Yeah. And most major events.
I'm still shocked 4 years because I feel like you guys have been around. In my mind, I feel like you guys have been around forever because you guys are everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And in 3 states in that short amount of time, like, it's just amazing.
No, it's a bookkeeping nightmare. I do the books.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I do the books. So,
oh my goodness!
And then we're going on to all these different places with different sales taxes, this, that, and licensing, and this and that. There's like a stack of stuff at home, and I'm like, yeah. So it's a bookkeeping nightmare.
Oh boy! Well, either way, I think you're doing a magnificent job. Yeah, I love seeing you everywhere I go because I literally see you all the time. So I love it. I just love it.
Yeah, we've had fun doing it. We did have, like, we were out in Iowa. We had a gentleman that came to us with denim that was being held together with patches. It was his old riding jacket from the 70s. And he asked, could we transfer this? And I said, yeah, sure. And I sat there and took the patches off because they were 55 years old. And he had a memorial patch for his wife who had passed. He was like in his 80s. And he got the leather jacket from another vendor, and he came over and he wanted it placed, and I picked the seamstress to do it and put it all on and everything. And when we got done, he had a tear in his eye.
Oh,
you know, because this rough, tough old man was just totally moved that we had done that.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to see him this year again at Algona, but we found out that over the winter he had passed.
No.
But it was nice to know that.
That sucks.
But it
is a good story. That
it was nice to know that we helped him out, and that he
saw it.
He saw this, and he was. Yeah. Hopefully, he was buried with it.
Oh man. Oh man. I hope so.
I hope so too.
Oh man. We don't know his name.
I don't.
Oh man.
So,
hopefully he was, because that's just beautiful.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, we've met other people that we've done memorial patches to. We don't particularly like that, but we understand that this meant a lot to people, and that this person was special in their life.
Right.
Totally get it. And we want to make sure that we treat it with the same reverence that.
Man.
Yeah.
Sewing patches and touching hearts out here. I'm like, woo! Man. Well, thank you so much.
Oh,
man.
thank you.
This was such a pleasure. Love learning about how you guys. I'm still in shock. 4 years, guys.
Yep.
3 states.
Yep.
You know, talk about door to door. Talk about going to get it.
We're looking at Minnesota next year.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I don't know if I want to drive all the way to Minnesota.
Well, thanks again.
Thank
it was
you.
A pleasure. Again, Millie, from Everything and Anything Bikes, Rockford Area Riders.